the sagas of our Indian heroes. It will light up the fire, that patriot within you. Let us hear it from Krish, Trish and Balti boy. Bharat hai hum. Bharat hai hum.
Why is he crying even after eating bananas?
What's wrong, Krish? You like bananas a lot, don't you?
Yes, I do. But eating 5 dozen of them at once will make anyone cry.
Why 5 dozen at once?
Because I lost the bet.
Bet? What bet?
I bet Trish that I will successfully catch a fish. But I couldn't.
But Krish, you have a fishing rod with you, isn't it? Then why couldn't you catch a fish?
Because he lacks the patience needed to use it, Balti boy.
Hey, I waited for 4 hours with it, okay? But if no fish caught my bait, then it's not my fault. How much more could I have waited?
Why? You could have waited a little more, like some 21 years.
21 years? I'm sure there's some story in your mind related to this. Isn't it, Trish?
It's not just a story, but a true inspiration. It's a life story of a profoundly patient patriot who, with the singular intent to face his target, valiantly waited and struggled for 21 long years. His name is Udham Singh. Sanskriti, story mode on.
Udham Singh was born on 26th December 1899 in Punjab's Sunam village within the state's Sangrur district. After losing both parents at a very young age, Udham Singh and his elder brother Mukta Singh came under the tutelage of the Central Khalsa Orphanage at Putligarh.
He, along with his friends at the orphanage, started participating in many community services. Then in 1917, 18-year-old Udham Singh lost his elder brother as well. In 1918, Udham Singh went to Basra and joined the British Indian Army. There, the Britishers were paying much less salary to the soldiers than they were promised on joining the army. Udham Singh rightly sensed that the Indian soldiers were being cheated.
This pittance of a salary is not worthy of our loyalty.
Don't get into trouble for the sake of money, Udham.
Listen, brother. This is not about money. It's for my dignity.
This was the first instance of resistance by Udham Singh against the British government. In 1919, Udham left the army and returned to the orphanage. It was the same year in which the British government enacted the Rowlatt Act.
What is this? Rowlatt Act?
My friend, it's not Rowlatt. It's Rowlatt Act. It is a new legislation under which the British government can arrest and jail anyone on suspicion for 2 long years and without any trial.
This legislation will enable the British government to further harass innocent Indians. Come on, let's gather others and inform them about it.
No, you can't even gather around. As per the Act, no one can organize an assembly of more than 4 people in one place.
Against the Rowlatt Act, many protests were held against it in the country. In Punjab, 2 leaders were at the forefront in opposition to this act, Dr. Satyapal and Saifuddin Kichlu. On 10th April 1919, the British government arrested and imprisoned both of these leaders. To protest against this, on 13th April 1919, the day of the Baisakhi festival, a peaceful mass gathering was organized at Jallianwala Bagh, which was to be attended by thousands of people. For this event, Udham Singh was deputed certain duties.
What do I have to do, Guruji?
Serving drinking water to all. Today there will be a large demonstration at the Jallianwala Bagh. So we will serve water to everyone there on the behalf of our orphanage.
Why serve only water, Guruji? Let's serve them some refreshing drinks.
Oh my dear fool, there won't be some 10-12 odd people there, but a gathering of 10 to 12,000 people.
At Jallianwala Bagh, more people came to the demonstration than was expected. Udham Singh and his friends ceaselessly served drinking water to everyone there, and all of them were elated to be present at the event. However, the British officials were giving shape to a very lethal plan in their minds. The British Lieutenant Governor of the state, Michael O'Dwyer, ordered Brigadier General Reginald Dyer to fire at the gathering.
Fire! Run! Run! Save your life! Run! Save yourself! Run!
With Without any warning, for almost 10 minutes, the firing continued non-stop. Amongst those wounded in the firing were many women and children and thousands of others who were completely unarmed and innocent. A lot of them died laid in piles, one of which saved Udham Singh's life. But the screams and cries, the bestial and horrific scenes everywhere in front of him were etched in his memory forever. That day, 21-year-old Udham Singh swore,
I swear on my motherland and on every drop of blood of my brothers and sisters that I will avenge this gruesome massacre. Michael Udwaya, you murdered all these innocent people. I will kill you and take my revenge.
While the Jallianwala Bagh massacre caused immense pain and agony to all Indians, the British government bestowed an award to Michael O'Dwyer for that atrocious crime against humanity. This made the sad teardrops of many Indians turn into fiery embers of rage. To realize his vow of vengeance, Udham Singh in 1924 joined the Ghadar party. He was deputed by the party with the task of going to foreign lands and making Indian residents there join the movement for India's independence. In July 1927, he was ordered to return to India. But soon after his arrival in his country,
Hey you, what is in the bag?
Clothes, books, and some medicines.
We want to check it. Open your bag. What is this?
This is exactly what I said. Books and medicines. The Ghadar Party's Revolutionary Manifesto is our only book, and these bullets are the medicines to make you Britishers leave the body of our country.
You scoundrel! You are under arrest!
सरफरोशी की तमन्ना अब हमारे दिल में है. देखना है जोर कितना बाजुए का दिल में है.
even while in jail, Udham Singh could not sleep as he was haunted by the scenes from the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Every night he would wake up from the nightmare and would remember his vow of vengeance. His motive to kill Michael O'Dwyer intensified with each passing night. In 1931, after being released from jail, Udham Singh learned that Michael O'Dwyer had returned to London. After passing through many struggles and travesty for 3 years, Udham Singh traversed from Kashmir to Germany and then finally reached London in 1934. After reaching the city, he started to keep an eye on the movements of Michael O'Dwyer residing there. On 13th March 1940, his long wait came to an end. Udham Singh came to know that Michael O'Dwyer was going to appear in an event at Caxton Hall on 13th March 1940. So he started his preparations. Udham Singh took a thick book, cut the pages inside it, made a hole in it in the shape of a pistol, and hid a pistol in it. He took this book to Caxton Hall on 13th March 1940. Caxton Hall was packed with people. Michael O'Dwyer had just finished his speech on stage, and the people were clapping. Udham Singh courageously walked through the people with the book in his hand and approached Michael O'Dwyer and...
Excuse me, Mr. Michael O'Dwyer. I want to return a favor.
Saying this, Udham Singh took out the pistol from the book and fired 2 bullets at Michael O'Dwyer. Michael O'Dwyer breathed his last on the spot. Udham Singh could have escaped under the cover of the horrified and running crowd there, but he just laughed and surrendered himself. So after waiting for 21 years, his vow to publicly avenge Michael O'Dwyer for his crime was complete. That was the reason for his satisfied laugh. A trial against him was conducted in the Court of Justice Atkinson.
Mr. Udham Singh, would you like to say something in your defense?
I fired at him to mark a show of my protest, and I'm not sorry for protesting. This act of protest on behalf of my country and those fellow people of my country massacred at Jallianwala Bagh was my sacred duty. You can sentence me to 10, 20 or 50 years of imprisonment or even pronounce the death penalty on me. I will be content with any punishment. Long live India! Down with British imperialism! Down with British dirty dogs!
During his trial, Udham Singh went on a hunger strike for 42 days. Then on 31st July 1940, he was sentenced to death. At the start of the court trial, when he was asked to state his name, he replied, "My name is Ram Mohammad Singh Azad." By making a name that was a combination of names from different religions, Udham Singh showed his respect for the unity and integrity of India.
In recognition of his great deed of sacrifice, he was bestowed with the honorific Nishan-e-Khalsa. In 2018, a statue of him was erected at the main entrance to Jallianwala Bagh, and a museum dedicated to him was also built there, which has his ashes kept on public display.
You were right, Trish. Udham Singh's story, along with teaching us the love for our country, also teaches us the value of patience. I will be catching not one but one pail full of fish.
Oh, then let's bet again. The loser has to eat 5 dozen bananas.
No, not bananas again. How about grapes? I like grapes.
Say it proudly.
भारत है हम
Hey guys, if you enjoyed listening to this story a lot, then you will definitely have more fun watching it.
Watch Krish Trish Balti Boy Bharat Hai Hum every Sunday at 11 a.m. on Doordarshan.
And our streaming partners are Amazon Prime Video and Netflix. Stay tuned.